Attack on one is an attack on all, the potential consequences of a NATO member being attacked. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, is a military alliance formed in 1949 by 12 countries, primarily from North America and Western Europe. Its core principle, enshrined in Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty, is collective defense. This means that an attack on any single member state is considered an attack on all members, triggering a unified response. This principle has been a powerful deterrent against aggression throughout the Cold War and beyond. However, what exactly happens if a country does violate this principle and attacks a NATO member? The consequences could be far-reaching and complex. A multifaceted response. A response to an attack on a NATO member wouldn't be limited to the military realm. Here's a breakdown of the potential actions that could unfold. Military response. The most significant consequence would undoubtedly be a coordinated military response by NATO members. The nature and scale of this response would depend on the severity of the attack. A small-scale border incursion might elicit a measured response, such as deploying additional troops to the region or providing defensive weaponry to the victim nation. However, a full-scale invasion would likely trigger a robust military response involving multiple member states. This could include deploying troops to fight alongside the attacked nation, launching airstrikes against the aggressor, or implementing a naval blockade. Economic and diplomatic measures. Beyond military action, NATO would likely exert significant economic and diplomatic pressure on the aggressor country. This could involve imposing crippling sanctions that target key sectors of the aggressor's economy, such as finance, energy, or trade. Additionally, NATO members might expel the aggressor's diplomats and sever all diplomatic ties. This isolation on the international stage could have a severe impact on the aggressor's political standing and economic well-being. Political consultation and consensus building. A critical aspect of the response would be extensive political consultation among member states. Leaders and diplomats from all NATO countries would convene at the alliance's headquarters in Brussels to discuss the situation and determine the most effective course of action. This process could involve intense debate and negotiation, as members weigh the risks and benefits of various options. Ultimately, a consensus needs to be reached before any major decisions are taken. Factors influencing the response. It's important to note that the specific response wouldn't be a one-size-fits-all solution. Here are some factors that could influence the nature and severity of NATO's reaction. The nature of the attack. The response would be tailored to the specific type of attack. A conventional military attack would likely trigger a different response than a cyber attack or a chemical weapons attack. The aggressor. The identity of the aggressor country would also play a role. An attack from a powerful adversary might necessitate a more cautious approach compared to an attack from a smaller, less well-equipped nation. The political climate. The broader geopolitical climate at the time of the attack would also be a factor. International tensions and alliances could influence the level of support NATO receives from non-member states. The specter of nuclear deterrence. While a conventional military response is the most likely scenario, it's crucial to acknowledge the existence of NATO's nuclear deterrent. The alliance possesses a stockpile of nuclear weapons, and their use, though unthinkable, remains a theoretical possibility. Any attack with nuclear weapons against a NATO member could lead to a devastating nuclear retaliation, potentially escalating the conflict to a catastrophic level. Preventing conflict. The importance of deterrence. Ultimately, the true strength of NATO lies in its ability to deter conflict altogether. The Collective Defense Pact serves as a powerful disincentive for any country to consider attacking a member state. Knowing that an attack on one would trigger a response from the entire alliance makes potential aggressors think twice. Conclusion. An attack on a NATO member would be a serious escalation with potentially devastating consequences. The alliance's response would likely involve a multifaceted approach, combining military force, economic sanctions, and diplomatic pressure. While the specific nature of the response would depend on various factors, the underlying principle remains clear. An attack on one is an attack on all. This principle has served NATO well for decades, and it continues to play a vital role in maintaining peace and security in the Euro-Atlantic region. If you liked it, subscribe and share this video.